Hello and welcome back to Calradia Expanded at War, and there's one thing that I very much want to do, and that is actually say welcome back to the adventures of Q-Tip Man. Yes, you may be wondering why I'm saying this. Well, if you take a look, actually the icons are now literally, I can't generally show you because the icons are kind of blocking the wonderful nature of his helmet shape, but you can quite clearly see that he basically looks like a garden gnome. Yes, he looks a little bit like a garden gnome, and in my opinion, that needs to change. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna try and see if I can maybe get a different helmet or something like that. But generally, what I wanted to do is show you this. This is primarily why I have done all of the maneuvering that I have. Obviously, this makes me look really good, and if I were to say that I did this on purpose, then, well, I'd be lying, because I did not do this on purpose, with the exception of Daldorn Castle, of course. But generally, so having Swenrin Castle, Revel, Sionon, and Daldorn Castle in very close proximity to each other is just amazing. That really is a fantastic boon to our, well, overall efforts. Now, bear in mind that the more support we get, in other words, the more fiefs we get, the better, because that is oh, hello there, wait a minute, because that is actually going to give us more of an opportunity. No, we're not going to go in here. But yeah, it's going to give us more of an opportunity to take over the faction, or at the very least, get Dirthart to not be the leader anymore. And whoever is voted in, the main reason why I want to do this is because I'm super interested to see how that's going to work. Because even if there is an abdication, that means there's going to be a vote. And I really want to know what the consequences of that vote are going to be. I think that's going to be extremely interesting. Anyway, I'm thinking I will try. Never mind. Okay, apparently I'm not going to try because he doesn't care. But yes, anyway, we'll just go in and fight Mr. Yorig. Oh yes, we will fight Mr. Yorig. Okay, so going forward, my character build. Okay, I've taken a look at my character build just before I started recording, and I thought to myself, wow, I really do need to level up my riding skill, and I need to level up my athletics skill. Both of these are lackluster, to say the least. I think riding skill can basically stay at around this level, and you're still going to be pretty happy with it. For the most part, I don't think you're going to really have any complaints. However, the athletics skill, once you max it out, is probably one of the most important ones to go for if you want to have a strong-ish character that doesn't die in 2 hits when climbing up a wall in a siege. Don't even look at the previous episode. Yes, but that's the kind of thing what I'm talking about. Those are the kinds of situations where you need a little bit of an extra HP buffer to sort of make it so that you don't succumb to your wounds super fast. And while, you know, that is all very well and good for me to say that, it is a very different thing to actually do it. Because, obviously, leveling up athletics is going to require me to fight on foot much more often. And someone had a good suggestion in the comments, by the way. I was actually thinking about this, but then I thought, well, it's kind of straying away from the theme, but maybe I'll have to do it nevertheless, because it might very well be one of the only ways we can do it easily. And that is to create some kind of short sword, or an axe, or a mace, or something like that that is really good in close quarters situations. Because if I have something like that, then I'm going to much more easily be able to murder people in those siege attempts that we try to participate in, and hopefully as a result of that, we're not going to get killed as much. Because for some reason, I always seem to get outsped. I don't know what it is, but I always seem to get outsped. Some reason or another. Oh, look at this. Mitunis is getting a lot of kills. Well, he's not getting kills, but he's getting a lot of experience. Oh, he actually did get a kill just now, amazingly enough. I'm really surprised. And it seems like... Oh, yeah, he's actually tagged as infantry still, isn't he? Yeah, he's tagged as infantry. That is obviously not good. I do need to change that. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. You know what? I think I might get off my mount, actually. Maybe not in this battle. But maybe in a future battle, I'll get off my mount, and I'll try to do a little bit of on-foot combat. I mean, bear in mind, I don't have slice through enemies anymore, because obviously I don't have the mod that does that. But, I mean, I think generally, if anything is going to slice through multiple enemies, I think it would be the War Razor. I mean, to be fair, it's not going to slice through someone just, like, right across. It's not going to, you know, chop someone in half or anything like that. I mean, let's face it, it's not that powerful. Maybe it would. I don't know, it depends on the sharpness, of course, but it is quite a short blade, so it's highly unlikely that that's going to happen. But the point is, I think it would probably be able to slice through at least 2 enemies, probably not more than 4, so probably the sweet spot is around 3 enemies, and at that point, the damage reduction is going to start kicking in, the diminishing returns in terms of gameplay effect. And that is what I've actually seen happen quite often, where if I were attempting to slice through multiple people, it would basically come back to me and it would say, hey, you can't do this because, well, you can't do this with full damage, shall we say. You can't do it with full damage, but you can do it with, I don't know, like full damage to the first 2 enemies, and then every other enemy after that is going to have reduced damage. And I think that's pretty fair. I think that's a nice way to do it, but obviously I don't have that at the moment, and as a result, we are just going to have to deal with things, you know. We'll just have to deal with things with the way they are, and just gonna be hitting people in regular ways. Anyway, we still have all of our things being built here. This is all very well and good. How long is it going to take? 39 days. Such an insane amount of time, isn't it? Anyway, let's just sell the prisoners that we have available. What do I actually have here? I have 177 in the garrison. I'm actually thinking, how much do we actually have? 150. Do I want to put more people in? Oh no, that's actually Daldorn Castle. Wait a minute. Revel is 200. Sionen is 200. I'm actually thinking of increasing my town presence, because at the moment you can see here, these are my current wages. We're doing pretty nicely in terms of our money situation. I'm getting a good amount of cash from a variety of different sources. We're getting some good tribute. Spring of Gold is actually providing me a lot of money at the moment. 368 from just one perk. I believe that is a perk. And otherwise, we're getting a massive amount from Sionen and from Revel as well. But bear in mind that, of course, their garrisons at the moment, Sionen especially, is quite expensive. Sionen has about 1100, and Revel, by comparison, has 726. So I'm thinking we'll probably, at Revel, increase this to 250. This might be a mistake, but if it is, then all I need to do is take out a couple of units and give them to someone nearby, or just use them in you know, some reckless actions or something along those lines. But anyway, yeah, I think that seems pretty good to me, and I'm actually just going to take a quick look and see what they even have in here, because I'm pretty sure they don't have anything too amazing. No, they don't have anything too amazing. Okay, so Matunis, you are going to be an archer, sir. And Drussabalda, hilariously enough, is also an archer, but she levels up a lot slower than he does, which is kind of amusing in itself. Oh yeah, I probably should not have enabled that thing, because... Oh, I can actually pick his perks? Really? Oh, that's fantastic. I actually thought he was automatically deciding to do this, but okay, this is great. Okay, so Deft Hands, in my opinion, for an NPC, for an AI-controlled unit, I think this is absolutely perfect, because look, this doubles the interrupt threshold while you're reloading your crossbow. In my opinion, that's really good. And also, troops under your command have their interrupt threshold doubled while reloading their crossbow. Someone actually asked me whether I'm still going to plan on using a ranged weapon, and here's the thing, I actually think yes, because crossbows are definitely something that I love using. You know, ever since they instituted more perks that are really fun to use, I'm thinking we'll probably go for that. So, especially this perk right here, Deft Hands. I mean, obviously this is not really going to help Mr. Mitunis. It's not really going to help him, because he's not the captain of the party, because we are technically the captain of the party, so it doesn't really affect anyone. But the point is that it's still kind of, you know, still kind of decent for himself. Anyway, decrease armor weight, or while on foot, your weapon handling is increased. Yeah, we'll probably go for that. All right. So, thanks to those of you in the comments that told me that the Party roles are in the party screen? Or... Ah, there we go. That's what you meant. Okay, I misunderstood. I thought that it was actually on the party screen itself, but no, it's on the clan screen under the party's submenu. So thank you very much for letting me know about that. Here we go. We finally found it. It only took me about 29 years to find it. No, it actually took me a lot longer than that. Anyway, let's just take a quick look here. Engineer for Matunis. And what is Drussabalda actually good at? Do we know? She's good at roguery, but that doesn't really help us in any way. Scouting? She's pretty good at scouting, so maybe we'll make her the scout. I think that might make a bit of sense, because I don't have that much scouting. So, I mean, you can see here, what do I have in scouting? I have very little in scouting as far as I'm aware. Yeah? I have nothing. It doesn't even show up here, because it is so pitiful. So, yes, I don't have anything in scouting. So, there we go. We've got a scout, and we've got an engineer. And isn't he good at medicine as well? No, there was another guy that was actually good at medicine at Revel, right? So maybe it would be a good idea to get him. Here he is. He's got 82 in medicine. Might be an idea, right? Maybe? What do you think? Let's do it. Why not? And let's just go very quickly and just buy him some stuff. I mean, I'm gonna try and buy him some really, really good things here. So let's have a look. I really wish I was swimming in more cash. I really, really wish that, because it's so sad to basically see all of this gear and then be like, oh yeah, if only I could afford that. And then you know, it turns out that I can't, obviously, so. Oh well, never mind. Okay, let's just give him a whole bunch of good stuff. I kind of want a new helmet for myself, so I'm actually thinking I'll get myself a new helmet, and then I'll give him the Q-tip one. So I'm going to buy this for myself, and it's just a smaller Q-tip, isn't it? Yes, it's just a smaller Q-tip. Okay, well, that's absolutely fine. Whatever. And let's give that to him. And what else is he good at, by the way? He's not good at anything else. He's just got athletics. Oh, he's good at one-handed. Yeah, he's decent at one-handed and throwing. That's kind of a weird... That's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? He's good at throwing skills, so I guess I'm going to give him some thrown weapons right here. Just give him some random thrown weapons, and we'll see how he does with them. And otherwise, I'm going to give him a falchion. No, I'm not going to give him a falchion. That's pretty terrible swing speed. I want him to have something that's really, really fast swing speed. Talking about swing speed, I'm thinking this looks pretty good. Pointy Warsword. It sounds like something I'd name. It really sounds like something I'd name. I'm actually going to use this myself as well, because I'm just tired of these really, really slow weapons. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, Urundorf is going to be murdered by the Sturgian army, which is to be expected, of course. He ran in there, and yeah, that did not go well for him. Oh, Ordric was nearby, and he didn't help, you see. The Vlandians are all backstabbing each other over and over again, which is exactly what you would expect. Anyway, Siga is actually part of Oleg's clan. I'm thinking we'll go for an auto-resolve here. I think I'll go for an auto-resolve, and we're going to take this guy prisoner, but we're going to let Siga go. And we'll take other people prisoner. Look at the amount of experience we're getting. Really, really nice. And we've got some other stuff going on here too. Anything good? Nah, nothing good. But it is going to sell for a decent amount. Alright, so War Exhaustion is about to kick in. So I would love to be able to take... Why is Ragnvad here? Could you just go away, sir? Could you just go away? I would very much appreciate that. Oh well, never mind. With no shields and ranged weapons wielded, you gain 5% movement speed. Now this is obviously fantastic if you're playing a berserker-ish character, but obviously I am using a shield, and I am planning on using crossbows, because I already have 2 focus points in crossbows anyway, so it kind of makes sense, right? So I'm going to go for powerful instead, because troops in my formation dealing 2% more melee damage, I think that's pretty decent. And we're going to be dealing 4% more melee damage anyway, so we might as well. Otherwise, really? Is he coming back? Could you just go away, sir? Why is he... Look at this. Look at what he's doing. As soon as I go back towards the fief, he's all of a sudden interested in it once again. What an absolute scoundrel. Okay, so let me actually just take a quick look here. Can I create an army within a suitable span of time? No, I cannot. The War Exhaustion is going to kick in way before that. So it might very well be the case that I need to go over to Forin Castle, launch some kind of dummy siege, and then see what happens. Because as it stands, I don't really... I really want to take Siordis Castle. I really badly pretty much do, because it is basically right next to all of our fiefs, and it's the next logical step, pretty much, right? So the next logical step for me to take, for me to expand my own domain, and to see, you know, if we can do something about that. Oh, there we go. We actually gained a level. Fantastic. Okay, so this gives me a good opportunity to level up my... Yes, athletics, I guess. Yeah, we'll try and level up athletics. And what about endurance as well? Should I level up endurance as well, or should I go for control? Well, I don't currently have a crossbow, so I'll probably do that a little bit later. Trade and charm are both perfectly fine. Leadership is doing okay. The learning rate is still... yeah, it's still fine. It's not great, but it's still fine. So I am going to just go for another point in endurance here. That's going to increase our riding skill as well, which is something that I also said was kind of useful. Anyway, Forin Castle is what we're going to be besieging. And I'm very much hoping that our new engineer will start to put his talents to use. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like it is very slow. Not entirely sure what's going on with that, but apparently it is extremely slow. Is he actually even leveling? What's he doing? He's not even leveling. Look at this. Where's his engineering skill? Maybe he doesn't have any focus points in it or something, or he doesn't have any learning rate or whatever. Maybe it's capped or something. One Eye? Who's that? That's a guy I've not seen. That's obviously part of Calradia Expanded, or actually no, it's part of Calradia at War, because they are two separate mods actually. But yeah, that's a guy that I've never heard of before, or at the very least, maybe I have heard of him, but I have forgotten. So yeah, that might very well be the case. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. Let's begin the assault, and I'm going to try and level up my athletics skill, because obviously this is one of those times when it's probably the most advantageous for Q-Tip Man to head in there and make sure all their ears are clean. Yes, indeed. I mean, well, to be fair, do they even need ears if we separate their head from their shoulders? No, they do not. That is the answer to that. Okay, so anyway, let's, I could try out my new sword, actually, couldn't I? Ooh, this is a nice sword. To be fair, this is actually a very nice sword. Look at it, it's fast. Might work quite well. And I'm looking pretty shiny, aren't I? Yeah, he's now looking finally, as a few of you said, he's now looking finally kind of suitable for his thumbnail as well. And true, yes. You know, he's been looking pretty ragged otherwise. Oh yeah, this is much better. Oh, this sword, oh, speed makes all the difference. It really does. Oh. Oh, I just needed to stand there. That's all I needed to do. That was hilarious. Just needed to stand there while I had my Vlandian sharpshooters help me out. That is so funny. Okay, so I think we're actually fine. I mean, I'm going to speed things up, but most people are going to escape. Where's the last guy? He's no doubt going to get murdered before I can even find him. Yep. Alright. And 9 of them managed to escape, which is absolutely fine, because of course they are not going to have a last stand as a result, because I think they need at least 10 to be able to do that. Anyway, I will take the prisoners, even though I'm not really wanting to go to the nearby town, and Forin Castle is certainly not something that I want to claim, but I am going to claim it just for the sake of claiming it. And who knows, maybe if we go on and attack something else, it might make sense for us to have this, and then that's going to result in a, well, shall we say, better chance of us being awarded that thing. I mean, if we don't take it, that is. Anyway, tier 3 should be fine, and we'll do that. Let's just put 10k in here, and we'll just get a bunch of construction started. And hilariously enough, the stats of this particular fief are pretty good, with the exception of the militia. As you can see right there, the militia obviously are almost, well, basically 0. Let's increase my loyalty a little bit there. Let's wait here for some time. And there's the war exhaustion. Yeah, that is what I was worried about. That was the reason why I had to make a decision about what we were going to go for. And obviously because Mr. Ragenvad, he was being annoying, you know. He was being super annoying over there at Siorda's castle. So it was highly unlikely I'd be able to do anything against him there. So I decided to take this. And there you go. We have now gained a pretty good fief as a result of that. So I'm quite happy with my selection there. Even though I would have much preferred to have the other one, to be honest. Anyway, let's just go auto-resolve against these guys, get a massive amount of prisoners and some nice experience, level up our people. And I was actually wondering whether they had some cool stuff here, because they are barbarians. They might have some cool gear, but it doesn't look as though they do. And there's a bunch of extra towns as well, thanks to Calradia Expanded, so obviously there are going to be slight changes to the economy as a result of that too, because if you think about it, you know, more towns equal more places where things are going to be created. Same thing with villages and stuff like that. So you have the ability to, well, have more workshops and use those resources and so on. So yeah, it really makes a big difference. Anyway, let's see. This is what's currently going on. Let's go and take a look at the diplomacy screen, because we might want to declare war against someone, because we're not currently at war against anyone, and we currently have two factions paying tribute to us at the moment. So let's just take a quick look. Oh, what? We well, that is hilarious. We have a 100% chance to declare war against Sturgia, but obviously their war exhaustion. Oh, their war exhaustion is 0? Does it get reset immediately upon making peace? If that is the case, that's extremely exploitable. That is very exploitable. That's kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure why that would be the case. Okay, well, what I'm going to do before we declare anything here, I'm going to take a look at Siorda's. Okay, this guy owns it. Okay, I'm going to send a messenger. Do you know what I'm going to do? Oh yeah, see if you can guess what I'm going to do here. I think you can probably already tell. It's pretty obvious, but we'll see. Okay, I have a proposal that may benefit us both. I'd like Siorda's castle, please, and I'll give you Forin castle. Oh, look at that. He might be willing to accept about 50k? No, 100? I really don't want to give him any more than this, to be honest. Can I just buy this outright? No, I can't buy it outright. So I'm going to need to give him, like, what, 200,000? Almost. Almost 160,000. I think that's a bit too much, don't you think? I think that is a bit too much. I don't think that's a good idea. Even though I would love to, because that is going to help us a great deal. And if, I don't know, if I declare war on them again, then I would be able to take Forin Castle back almost instantaneously, because there are basically no units in there, so it would make all the sense in the world, right? Ah, well, I don't know. It's a bit of a difficult situation to be in, but oh well, never mind. Okay, I've already sold my prisoners apparently, so that's always good. And, oh yeah, we got the surgeon, don't we? Yeah, we have the surgeon, so I need to go over to tell him to be the surgeon. Thank you very much. Alright, well, who else do we have a potential chance to go to war against? Ah, the Northern Empire is very quickly gaining support, as well as the Azarai. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna leave it for the moment, hey? I'm gonna leave it for the moment, and I'm gonna see what happens, because I don't really want to be the one to declare war, and then have Vlandia be sandwiched between two separate factions. Although, to be fair, I personally feel like the Azarai are not really that much of a threat. Not because their units are not good, or because they are generally not good, because I think they are very good. But the main problem with them, declaring war against Vlandia is that they are so far away from each other. And it's just very difficult for either of them to do damage to each other's territory. That's the main thing to consider there. Anyway, I'm going to just take a quick look at my food situation. You can see here that I literally have nothing. I have absolutely nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some fish. Going to buy about 150 of that, and then I will literally buy about 100 grain, and then we'll buy everything else that we can get our hands on and literally just put that all the way in to our inventory. And unfortunately, I don't have enough carry capacity, which is never a good sign. Okay, I'm gonna sell all my shields then. Okay, what about, let me sell some of this stuff. There we go. That's helping me a little bit. Alright, fantastic. My relation has increased with this person for some reason. Why? Because I sold some stuff? I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, he leveled up. Fantastic. I wonder whether he gained any perks. Oh, I can actually spend his focus points? Really? Okay, you're going to be speccing into intelligence and medicine, sir, because you are indeed our surgeon. Very, very pleased to see that. I leveled up my one-handed skill to 200 as well, so let's have a look. Increase your combat movement speed, your shield take 10% less damage, really, who cares about that? 5% combat movement speed, please. That is what I will always take every day of the week. And as I said, let's wait a little bit and see who is our next opponent, I guess. Well, it seems like it's going to be the Battanians. Yeah, it was literally, what, 30 seconds? Maybe not even 30 seconds since I said that, and now the Battanians have declared war against us, which is, I think, probably the most logical enemy we can have, because if you think about how the territory is currently split, you can see exactly what's going on. We have a massive void in the middle here where Battania owns most of the land, and we are going to obviously attempt to try and change that. So I'm going to go over to Gersegos Castle, because that is actually my old fief, and I'm going to see what's going on there, because I did trade that away. It has 260 units. I'm not sure. I mean, I'd like to take it, because it is a part of our territory, if you if you consider most of this stuff in our in this area our territory. I mean, it's kind of our territory, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Well, whatever the case, this is going to be a slightly more difficult siege than we are used to, because obviously there are 260 units here, and most of them I think are maybe units that I recruited with improved garrison. Oh, and it seems like one of my caravans literally just got murdered, and Forin Castle is now under siege, which is to be expected by Mr. Calradia. He obviously wants to take that, which I don't really mind about that much, if I'm honest. If he does decide to take it and indeed succeeds in that, then that's up to him. It's really kind of a non-issue for me. It's Forin Castle really took me no effort whatsoever to take. And if they want to waste their time attempting to take it, then, well, they can do that. That's fine. We can always take it back a little bit later on anyway. Okay, so I'm ready. I've got my one-handed sword. Hopefully I will not die, because I seem to die super fast for some reason in comparison to my berserker. Come on, get up the ladder. This is slightly better in terms of the wall height. Slightly, I say. Not the best, but it is slightly better. I got absolutely sandwiched, as you could quite clearly tell. I got absolutely sandwiched between those enemies and the stairs, and I couldn't move. I literally couldn't get out of there. So we're gonna have to see what happens now, because I have to literally speed things up and see how it goes. At the moment, this is gonna be an extremely close run battle, which is really good for Mr. Surgeon's Mr. Surgeon's medicine skill. He's doing a great job in terms of leveling that up. But, yeah, not great for us in general. Oh, dear. Well, we did gain a massive amount of renown, and, oh, that actually did level our clan to tier 6, which I gotta say is pretty good. I actually don't mind that so much now. And my capacity is now awful, as you might expect. Let's claim the fief. And we're going to now have the ability to trade it once again. So if we want to trade it, we can do that. Let's just train up some people here. We're going to just train them to tier 3. I think I might keep a hold of Gersegos Castle this time around, because last time I obviously traded it away for Daldorn Castle. But oh wow, look at our medicine skill. It's going up. It's going up very nicely. It must be that point of focus that we put in there. And obviously our learning rates are slightly increased. But let's have a look. High morale increases healing rate by 15%. Yeah. Let's do that. Why not? Let's do that. And what else do we have? Decreased mounted penalty. Oh, this is all throwing skill for him. Projectile speed of your throwing weapons is increased by 25%. I think we're probably going to be going for that. Perfect technique. Oh yes, perfect for a surgeon. Yes, perfect technique. All right. So yeah, huge amounts of people need his assistance, and that's why his medicine skill is going up so dramatically. Very nice to see that. Okay. Otherwise, what do we need to do now? Well, obviously Battania is causing a bit of a hubbub in the area. And I'm thinking Remtor Castle might need our assistance, or shall we say, our attention. And we are going to liberate them from the Battanians' occupation, which is obviously not the case at all, because they are a Battanian fief. So, yeah. It makes no sense. It makes no sense for me to say that. But, you know, let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. Okay, let's head in here. See what we can do. I have not seen the engineering guy level up at all, by the way, for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why he isn't leveling up. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, he hasn't leveled up at all, and he's level 12. That might be the reason, because Amnon is level 11, so it might be that he's a little bit lower level, and that might be the reason why he's leveling up a bit slower. But it's also because he has a lot less in intelligence than Amnon, and a lot less focus points as well, as you can see. So that might be the reason why his engineering skill is taking so long to level up. And it could also be the rate of engineering itself is just taking an extremely large amount of time for some reason. Alright, gotta be a bit careful here, because there are a number of vassals converging on our location. What? They really decided to go in? Wow, okay. Sure. Okay, weird. That is a very strange thing to do. I would not have done that if I were them. I thought that they would be more than happy to wait for exceptional reinforcements before they decided to head in, because they had me completely surrounded on almost all sides. But now, as a result of their impatience, I think they may have made a grievous error. This is not going to work out very well for them. I mean, I think they probably would have had a pretty decent shot of defeating us completely if they had just waited for maybe 1 or 2 more vassals. But as it stands, there's the vassal right there. He's standing around just shooting people. That is not very nice of him, I've got to say. Unfortunately, my horse does not have the greatest mobility, so it's a bit difficult for me to catch up to him right now. Got him. That's always nice. It's always a wonderful sound when you just slash someone right there. Okay, we're just going to tell them to go and do their own thing. Not close enough to get that slash on. And we're going to tell our crossbowmen to do their own thing as well. And these guys are going to just charge straight on in. Well, there you go. That is a wonderful victory for us right there, as I thought. I mean, really, you know, we've got a lot of high-tier units right now. And personally, as I say, if I were them, I would not have done that. I would have waited. I would have waited. I mean, I have all the time in the world if I'm them, you know. I can wait as long as it takes. But they didn't want to do that, and as a result, they now pay the price. And these two have the same exact name. Not entirely sure why that is, but they have the same name. There we go. Alright, let's let this guy go. Technically I can take more prisoners. I guess I will take some more prisoners. We're right next to Sionon as it is, so it might make sense. And we're going to use a couple of horses. We'll take all of this. I am going to be moving slightly slower. I'm going to leave the siege for the moment because I would like to sell my prisoners. I'd like to maybe buy some additional horses. And Amnon has leveled his medicine already to 125. That is super nice. Okay, let me see. I'm going to buy more of these. Let's get some more mules as well. Look at that. A massive amount of carry capacity now. Thank you so much. All right. There we are. 16,000 for all those prisoners. Very nice indeed. Okay, there's nothing in the reserves here, so I'm going to need to do that to boost our construction. And I think I'm probably going to wait here for some time to try and boost up our loyalty, because our loyalty is getting a little bit on the low side at Sionon, and I think we probably need to do something about that. Anyway, he has 125. Let's pick a perk. Losses to siege bombardment, 50% chance of getting wounded instead of getting killed. Or 30% chance per day to recover a lame horse. I think Siege Medic is much better. And we have a one-handed perk as well. Without shield, don't care about that. I also don't care about this either, but more hit points for a companion. I guess that's always a decent thing. You know, it's alright. Alright, yeah, I actually think that's going to be it for this episode. I could continue playing for many, many more seconds, but you know, that's just how it has to be, unfortunately. There's not an unlimited amount of space on my hard drive and a number of other things. But anyway, I thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.